my Scorpio collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross-watchers. Welcome to your Timeless Chakra Reading. I'm your reader, Angelo, Lyons, Mal for short. They're my initials. I'm a professional witch, a professional intuitive, the president of Drawing the Circle Production since 1998, the author of 2 books with a 3rd one on the way. My first book is called Spell Ingredient. My second one is called Words of Grace. Words of Grace does have a Kindle version available, and I put a link in the description box so that you can click it and preview a good chunk of it for free. You'll see that the table of contents is mostly divided into chakra chapters. This is a chakra reading. You may find it helpful. My 3rd book is on the way as well. The original version of Words of Grace, which we had to edit down considerably to make it all fit on Kindle, is available on patreon.com/drawing the circle in our digital shop. Also the only place to find Spell Ingredients, my first book at the time of this recording. We've got a lovely digital shop. We got those ebooks, we've got audios, we've got videos. The audios and videos have free previews, so anyone can go check those out and shop, and anyone can shop as they choose to. The majority of my subscribers, though, do get a good amount of those audiobooks, audios and videos. Wow, I'm back after working a tarot weekend on Long Island. But the majority of my subscribers do get 3 benefits in common. A daily check-in. I send them an unlisted YouTube live stream link pretty much every single morning. We chat with each other about the day's astrological weather, the magical applications, the spiritual implications, always ending with some sort of spiritual practice to send us on our way. And it is the best way for me to start the day, considering what I do for a living. Did one this morning. It was lovely. They also get all the extended readings, the part 2s to the part 1s here on YouTube. All of my extended readings are timeless and based in relationship stuff, as well as they get a significant discount when they book me for a private session. We will talk about that at the end of the video. If you want more information, it is the coolest thing I've ever done. You can follow for free. You can 7-day free trial. So many options. So if you feel so intuitively drawn, particularly Scorpios, check your gut. At least go click the link. Check it out. Go look at the menu. And if you want, come Patreon on Patreon. Because I am the Archangel of Lyons, Angelo Lyons. But you can just call me Mal. Hey, my Scorpios. Yes, I just got back from what I call a tarot weekend, where I worked a wedding reception for one of my patrons on Patreon. She got a good discount, as well as I did a tarot party with one of my Scorpio sisters at her house on Long Island, because she let me stay there. That was very, very lovely. We had a lovely time. So I am back in the studio temple and ready to rock and roll. So let's do some explanation for the new Scorpios and the cross-watchers, and we will jump into the divination. Well, feel free to jump ahead. I believe it's that way, video-wise. Welcome, Scorpios and new cross-watchers. We are doing what's called a 5-card draw. 1 card from 5 different decks to look at 8 chakras, helping you do the healing, right? The alignment, manifesting from the 8th chakra down into the root chakra, from inspiration into physical manifestation. These are healing reads that can be about absolutely everything and anything. So we're going to get one Caroline Myss archetype card. That's MYSS. She is a PhD, author of Anatomy of the Spirit, which is where I really got to understand the 8th chakra hovering over our heads. We'll talk about that when we get there. Archetypes and all of that. We will look at the next 4 chakras down with the Daughters of the Moon Tarot, a feminine goddess deck for the internal yin-ternal, heart, throat, third eye, crown stuff that usually Scorpios don't share with people unless they really, really want to. So we'll get 1 card for those 4. We will look at the lower 3 chakras, the solar plexus, the sacrum, and the root with the Mythic Tarot. I don't work with decks I don't love, but Daughters of the Moon and Mythic are just absolutely 2 of my favorites. And this will be looking at yourself from the outside in, maybe you looking from the inside out. And because this is a cross-watchers read as well, it may very well be a lot of mirroring. So that should be interesting. At that point, all the chakras from 8th to root are on the table, and we will get a whisper of love from the Whispers of Love. interestingly enough, by Angela Hartfield. This is one of my favorite decks, and this deck has been consecrated to the higher selves of all involved, not just the Scorpios and the Crosswatchers, but anybody else. And we will end with a Matt Kahn healing mantra. Go check out his YouTube channel, Matt Kahn, All for Love. He has been so helpful to me. I haven't met him yet. But because these are healing reads, and a mantra can be very, very powerful, considering if you look at the element of air, which is thought, and the element of water, which is an emotion for a water sign. So thoughts influence our emotions as well as emotions influence our thoughts. So nothing like a little mantra to help you through that. There. So there's our explanation. Let's get into the divination. These cards have been flipping all sorts of different ways for the past week. So both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath, if you will, and I promise I will do anything I can within my power to help anyone heal in any way, shape, or form for happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser lives in a happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser way, for a happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser world, because as one of us heals, all of us heals, and that's just quantum unity. So let's get into this. The shift from explanation to divination does happen in the still point. So breathe along if you like. I just got to remember to keep my feet on the floor. I am a Virgo, gotta stay grounded. Right? Let's do this. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Pantheonic override. A place for everything. And everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space. For the well-being of all. And with harm to none, as we will it, so let it be done. Beloved Pantheons of the Divine, one card in clarity, please, for the dominant chakra in the, for the dominant archetype in the 8th chakra, first day back at work. I had a working weekend. For the Scorpio collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and their cross-watchers, indicating the alchemy from shadow to light, lead to gold, pain to peace, from toxicity to health, and fear to love for this timeless chakra read. Ooh, the Exorcist. There we go. Straight down the Scorpio lane, if you like. This is a divine family archetype. But really, it's got so much power. Now, I know Linda Blair. Let's just set that aside for a moment if you know what I'm talking about. Because written on this card is a shadow attribute and a light attribute. I call this lead and this gold, with 3 atoms in between the 3 here that don't go here in order to go from lead to gold, toxic to healthy, fear to love, etc. So the lead, fear of facing your own demons. Now, we're not talking, maybe we are talking that. We're talking to Scorpios here, like, when people think of as demons, but they're our own collective fears, right? We all have them, right? The 7 deadly sins, I call them, like the demon hubris, the demon greed, etc., etc., etc. And they all conglomerate in the collective unconscious. It's the shadow stuff, the stuff we don't want to deal with, right? So we repress it and then project it onto other people and attack them. The light you are shooting for here is freeing yourself and others of destructive impulses. Now look, destruction is a part of the natural cycle, creation and destruction, right? It's just how it works. Without the stomach acids in your stomach, you would eat food, but it would just go straight on through, right? It's got to be broken down in order for you to absorb those nutrients. So, this card is often called the shaman in a way, right? But the Exorcist has just so much baggage to it. So, of course, by wrestling with our own fears, because essentially that's what our demons are. They're just fears. And you cannot have a thought of lack without fear, or a thought of fear without lack, according to A Course in Miracles, and I do agree. So for Scorpios to really look at the unprocessed stuff in our lives, that yes, we have a personal subconscious with, stuff that's personal to us, but right under that is the collective unconscious. And that's as one of us heals, all of us heal, because there's only one of us here, apparently. Well, not so apparently, but the ancient mysticism as well as current spirituality, quantum, timey, wibbly wobbly, it does seem that way. So it does seem to be that way. Wow, Mercury is still retrograde at the time of this recording, so cut me some slack. Let's see what's going on. Heart, throat, third eye, crown. Feet on the floor, Mal. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. My goddesses override. A place for everything and everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space. For the well-being of all and with harm to none, as we will it, so let it be done. My beloved goddesses, please, one card in clarity for the Scorpio collective and their cross-watchers. What's going on? Heart, third eye crown, internal, internal dynamic to help them alchemize the Exorcist for this timeless read. Okay, Five of Blades. That would be the Five of Swords in traditional tarot, which, yes, can be about arguments on the outside, right? Mental conflicts. Fives are numbers of change, and people don't like changing their minds, but this is on the inside. So we're really looking at the possibility of a third eye, which is element of air, as is throat chakra. Willpower, the choices that you make. So the card is called the Hurricane, and the safest place to be in a hurricane, metaphorically speaking, is in the eye, the EYE. But if you've ever 12-stepped, you know about keeping it in the eye. So there may be a lot of thoughts here. I've often felt when this card comes up for clients that this can be the influence of other people and what I call the toxicity of the well-meaning, right? So you have this inspiration, you have this thing that you're doing, but you've taken on the fears of other people's stories and their cautions. Now, by the way, if you're also an empath, you might be picking up on their thoughts as well, telepathically. That's such a weird word. But also as an empath, telepathy, right? Like just kind of feeling it, thinking it's your own. So, you know, hurricanes pass and they change everything. You know, she changes everything she touches and everything she touches changes. So this could be a change of mind, or you are feeling a bit of mental confusion due to things from the past, as well as possibly some new information that's coming in, right, to kind of spin you. And oftentimes, once that has passed, we look back and we say, oh, wow, I can't believe I used to believe that, right? Because the skies are then clear. Lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. And remember, you can help others with their destructive impulses as well, you know? So, and that's a cross-watcher read for you, right? You can have an archetype, a reason, season, or a lifetime, but you can be dealing with someone with that archetype, a reason, season, or a lifetime. So let's look from the outside in, inside out with the Mythic Tarot lower 3 chakra dynamic. Please take a nice deep breath. Feet on the floor. Still point. My gods override. A place for everything and everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space. For the well-being of all with harm to none. As we will it, so let it be done. My beloved gods, one card in clarity, please, for the Scorpio collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and their cross-watchers. What's going on outside in, inside out, lower 3 chakra dynamic to assist them in alchemizing the Exorcist with the Hurricane on the inner for this timeless read. Whoa! 5 of Swords! Inner and outer, a double whammy. There you go. All right, now this is Apollo here with Orestes. Really, really ancient Greek myth there about all sorts of toxic stuff going on. Matricide, patricide, it's a lot. It's definitely a rather long myth, but it ends sort of well. This is Apollo saying, you must avenge this, all right? And then the Furies get involved. Tisiphone, my personal Fury, rampant revenge, but then she was turned into one of the Eumenides, one of the kind ones, and she became a Titaness of justice. So look, inner and outer, when you get that, you gotta know that the thoughts are playing a major role. Now, if we want to start like with the ABCs of creating your own reality, your thoughts manifest your reality, but not quite in the way that people want it to be, right? Because thoughts are electromagnetic wavelengths, so how could they be your thoughts, right? We all have thoughts of fear, we all have our mental demons, as it were, but this might be stirred up by a conflicting situation in your life where, you know, two people kind of seeing it a different way, but the idea is to learn from it, because what comes after the 6 of blades or swords in this case is the 6, obviously, the 6th, right? Which is that mental journey from choppy water to smooth. So this can be dealt with, but there might be some information coming in that might trigger you, not necessarily in this reading, right? But in this situation where you really have to look at your own inner fears, your own inner demons. And remember, demons and angels are of the same bloodline, right? It's alchemy from lead to gold. I could say from demonic to angelic, but that's a bit much for YouTube. Don't you think? Yeah, I do. Okay, all 8 chakras are on the table from 8th to the root. Let's talk to the higher selves of all involved. Please take a nice deep breath. It's good to be back to work this way. I don't have to leave the house. Still point. Higher selves override. A place for everything and everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space for the well-being of all and with harm to none as we will it. So let it be done. Beloved higher selves of all involved. 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above. What is the whisper of love? The piece of information, inspiration, and insight needed by the Scorpio collective and their cross-watchers to alchemize the Exorcist in the 8th. 5 of blades, the hurricane on the inner, 5 of swords on the outer for this timeless chakra read. The heart of the matter. It's the Don Henley card. You got to get down to the heart of the matter. There is more going on that meets the eye. Recognize what this is all about. And I love the word recognize, because what does it mean to cognize? It means to understand, or if you want to go stranger in a strange land, to grok it, right? So we've cognized a lot of things. We've learned a lot, but if there's new information coming in here, as one would think, going from the 4 of swords, for example, to the 5 of swords, it's giving you the opportunity to get to the core stuff of this. Because that's the thing, when you heal something at the heart of the matter, it lets go of everything outside of the core. So, you know, the thing is that everybody's got pain. Believe it or not, everybody has pain. Everybody's got wounds. Everybody's got shadow material within their personal subconscious. So here's a huge opportunity to get to the love at the core of who we are, because all of that stuff, all of that ancestral patterns, right, inherited through the DNA in our families, all the societal conditioning, all the fear is written into the script before we ever take breath in this life. And I said this a lot at the wedding that I worked this past weekend. Anyone who incarnated into this soul, right, into this body, any soul that was chosen to play the role that you're playing would have to deal with it as well. But infinite timelines and choices and decisions, right, different quantum universes, blah, blah, blah. So there is more going on here that meets the eye. Now, what that says to me is there's more going on here than just what you're thinking, that there is an emotional component here, and yet we have no water cards on the table. So doing this purely from a logical place and a reasonable place, the gods do not truck in reason. They truck in purpose that maybe we see in hindsight and we go, oh, that's why I had to go through that. Oh, it's a good thing I went through that, even though it nearly, you know, destroyed me. I made it, right? You made it through here. So definitely this is a shadow work kind of read, right? So yeah, start with the mental, right? Start asking the questions like, how may I understand this? How may I feel this in a way that it is safe to feel it? How may I heal this, right? How may I is the divine feminine way of asking. What should I do is the masculine, right? You can feel that. So how may I get to the heart of the matter within myself, right? Because no matter what anybody else does, right, this could be tribal. This could be a whole bunch of people, not just you and another person, to say, well, how can I kind of heal my side of this? And that's why our next card is a Matt Kahn healing mantra. If this is demystifying darkness, I may fall off the chair. Please take a nice deep breath. Oh, thank God, it's the Ascended Masters. Ascended Masters override. A place for everything and everything in its place. Put all where it belongs in time and space for the well-being of all and with harm to none, as we will it. So let it be done. Beloved Ascended Masters, one card in clarity, please, the perfect and precise healing mantra to assist the Scorpio collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers in this general timeless chakra reading, to assist them in alchemizing the Exorcist in the 8th. 5 of blades on the inner, 5 of swords on the outer, getting to the heart of the matter in this timeless chakra read. Illuminating the truth. I am willing to see things clearly, no matter the outcome. See clearly, right? So, I use this mantra quite a lot because illumination, light is truth, right? Darkness is illusion. That's just an alchemical, spiritual alchemy way of looking at this stuff. So lead and gold, lead is an insulator. It blocks energy, right? And that's what fear does. It just does, right? In fact, when we're afraid, certain parts of our brain shut down, right? Go into the limbic brain, fight or flight and all of that. But light, think of enlightenment as in truthment. So to illuminate the truth, I am willing, throat chakra, to see things clearly no matter the outcome, because it's 2 5s. Minor arcana are things that happen, right? Things written in the script. Major arcana are places in our lives, like sort of like saying, oh, I was in a good place, I was in a bad place, I was in a fearful place, a loving place. You sort of get the idea. So, yeah, this will pass, right? As hurricanes do, as arguments do. But this is the power that you have to illuminate the truth. And I practically opened to the page. So I'm just going to read you this because there's only one bookie book reading in this series. I am willing to see things clearly no matter the outcome. When the truth is illuminated, you are no longer willing to settle for opinions, but instead yearn for a direct reflection that can shift fear and apprehension into higher vibrations of acceptance. And that might even look like, okay, I know that I don't know exactly what this is, but I am willing to be shown. I am willing to see the truth at the heart of the matter. This is great. In the illumination of truth, it doesn't matter how much life gets inconvenienced or disrupted, which 5s can be cards of disruption for sure. Instead, the recognition of fact versus falsehood allows you to move past the shattering of expectations to commune with a reality beyond the horizon of your ingrained ideas. And who doesn't have ingrained ideas? People still think the sun rises in the east and sets in the west, and spoiler alert, it doesn't if the planet turns on an axis, and Gaia does, right? So this mantra is ideal for recovering from betrayal, healing abandonment, and dealing with distrust. And honey, I got trust issues. I'll be the first to say, wait till my next book comes out. My next book, the autobiography of my career, but it starts with my birth on a full moon in September, under a full moon of all things. So the cards are on the table. This does make a lot of sense, particularly illuminating the truth with all this air in heart, third eye crown, and solar plexus, sacrum, and root. So we're going to do what's called a blessimation. If you're new to my channel, it's a combination of the word blessing and summation. It just popped up on Patreon and got stuck. So I love calling it a blessimation. And though I have no idea what's going to happen as soon as I hit the record button when I do this work, I certainly have no idea what's going to happen in the blessimation because I surrender my will to the divine to do this work. It's kind of fun, usually. Please take a nice deep breath. Feet on the floor. May we end as we began. Pantheonic override. I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine on behalf of the Scorpio collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and their cross watchers to assist them, please. What do they need to alchemize their shadow to light, their lead to gold, their pain to peace, shifting them from toxicity to health and from fear to love, freeing themselves and others of destructive impulses while a hurricane does what it's got to do. Maybe clearing the air, getting to that 6 of blades on the inner to see all this differently, and maybe perhaps from a distance, distantly. That's another way of seeing that, isn't it? With this 5 of Swords on the outer, which might be mental conflict, could be a conversation between 2 or more people, or a piece of information that comes in that they get a little shooketh, thou art shooketh, so that they can get the message that is at the heart of the matter, because there is more going on than meets the eye, meaning not just the intellectual interpretation of what's going on out here, but something more likely going within, so that they can recognize what this is all about. Past life, child stuff, societal stuff, empathic stuff, telepathic, so that they may illuminate the truth, so that they are willing to see things clearly, no matter the outcome. For a happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser life, and a little bit more demon-free for all of us, in a happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser way. For a happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser world for all of life. For the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as we will it. So let it be done. So would it be. So it is. Not necessarily a shadow read, I will say that, but it is about illuminating the truth. But are you willing, no matter the outcome, to see the higher truth? Because there's always a higher truth. There's always a higher truth. All them higher dimensions, right? You click up one, you see things differently every time. And that is the process of spiritual awakening. But it is fear that puts us to sleep, and love that wakes us up. So getting to the heart of the matter seems like the good gig. So take it if you can. And if you found this reading helpful, please hit the like button. Comment if you like. You want more of me? Subscribe, because I'm not stopping. It was fun to get away, but now I am back. And so I am back on track doing this, so absolutely subscribe if you like, and you're more than welcome to. But if you want the deeper dive, because Scorpios usually do, more magic, more miracles, more mysticism, more mal, come play on Patreon. We're having so much fun. The digital shop, anybody can shop, just go look. We got cool stuff. All my back catalog is there, and for the new book there will be a lot of stuff coming. Like I said, some of my subscribers get those audios, videos, and ebooks as part of their subscription package, but all of them get the daily check-ins, the extended readings, and the extensive discount, which we will talk about in a minute. You can follow us for free. You can 7-day free trial, jump out the last day if you like, but if you want to, the discount, you got to stay for at least a month and book me within the month, because that is only fair, and I love it. It's the best career move I ever made, and I highly recommend it to my creative friends out there. So click the link, check it out, and come Patreon on Patreon, because I'm the Archangel of Lyons, Angelo Lyons. But you can just call me Mal, because I will never take myself too seriously. That is an ego trap, and I learned that the hard way, mostly by watching others, right? I'm just a goofball given skills and talents and gifts to share to the world, so follow along if you like. And if you want to book me for a private session, there's a video I made last year, the 25th anniversary of Drawing the Circle Productions, called Booking Private Sessions with Mal. I was living in Holbrook, Long Island. I didn't know I was going to be moving to Saratoga Springs, where I am now. I knew I was going to move eventually, but I didn't think it was going to be last year. So I have to make a brand new video explaining my readings, because now I'm doing readings at the Magic Moon in Saratoga Springs on Phila Street. That's Phila Street at the Magic Moon. You contact them directly. They know what days I'm there. They book you. They tell me you booked. I come in, I read you. And if there's no one else to read, I come right back home and then usually do stuff like this. It explains what I charge, why I charge, the Patreon discount, right? How I do it. I now have an office downstairs, so I really have to make a new video for that, because I'm taking clients at my house once we get to know each other. No strangers are walking in my house. I have a new kitten, and we have to make Sammy as safe as possible, because he's a little Sagittarian terror, and I freaking love him. And so what I do is a video reading, but not the usual ones you hear about. We book the session. I send my client a Zoom link, so they come into my Zoom platform. We record the whole thing, so no one has to memorize or take notes. At the end of the video, I send them a link so they can download the entire recorded video to their device, laptop, phone, whatever. They tell me they deleted that they downloaded it, and then I delete it from the cloud, because I say in that video, confidentiality is key. It is part of my honor code. I can keep something in the vault. I am a Virgo. Virgo power. Cross your legs. We can keep secrets, but not quite as good as Scorpios can, but we do our best, you know? And certainly the most important thing I say in that reading, and it is a hill I will die on, I've never turned anybody away because of lack of finances. Where there is a witch, there is a way. I am a witch, so there is a way. We always work it out. Even if it's pay it forward to someone else down the line, we have the communication, we have the conversation, and then we do the private session, particularly for spiritual counseling. If someone's in dire need of spiritual counseling, I help anyway. So, I hope you enjoyed this. I know the Exorcist is a bit much for the first card down, but really, Scorpios, I think you're gonna do just fine with this. And cross-watchers, you have my sympathy and my empathy as well, because who doesn't get possessed by the 7 deadly sins every now and again, right? Hubris, greed, entitlement, wrath, gluttony, envy, and sloth. Sloth is my favorite because you don't really have to do much, right? You just kind of chill out. Though why did they name it after that really cute, sweet animal? I will never understand that. That wasn't my choice. Well, it was probably done in other lives. If I did that, sorry. I am sorry for that. I like sloths. So thank you so much for watching. It is so good to be back in the studio, but I had a lovely weekend doing what I did as a professional witch, a professional intuitive, the president of Drawing the Circle Productions. And thank you, my beloved Scorpio sister Pam, for all that you did to make it absolutely magnificent this past weekend. So wishing you all the very, very best and the very, very blessed, you, everybody, including Pam. So hang in there. I love you. You can do this. Heal, hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.